Okay, let's see if my phone lets me do this. It cuts off at the end and there will be another part because my phone might have cut me off, but hopefully it won't. I'm going to try to make this short. I'm going to do a best books of the year video-ish. Like, if I went through all the books, I would pick and choose here and there. But instead of putting in all of that effort, because I'm honestly lazy, I'm going to tell you all of the books that I rated 5 stars. And then I'm going to look at my 4.5 and 4-star books and then pick and choose off of those much shorter lists. I read 318 books this year. It is the 29th. I might still read something this year. But if I do, it's not going to be a lot. And it's most likely going to be manga, so if anything is rated 5 stars, it's going to be something in a series that I probably already rated 5 stars, so, I've got, if this is like a weird angle, you're propped up on my laptop, and on my laptop itself is my Storygraph, which is what I'm using. Okay, so these aren't in any particular order, it's how our Storygraph organized them. It says I gave 70 books 5 stars this year. So the first one is The Hobbit, which I finally read. And I'm probably going to be repetitive, but I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I started the first Lord of the Rings book after that, but I haven't finished that yet. But I did really enjoy The Hobbit. It was great. Alex is not a part of the video, but I told him he could input.
Yeah, it's my favorite book ever.
Yeah. He's one of the many people that was like, you should read this, and I've been meaning to read it for like a decade.
No, I didn't say like, you should read this. I was like, if you wouldn't mind, I think you'd really enjoy this.
He literally took me to Barnes & Noble and bought me a copy while we were dating. We've been married for, it'll be 10 years this coming spring. But I read it.
That's true love.
I did read it. I'm going to try and make this shorter.
You're such a romantic.
Oh, that's obviously by J.R.R. Tolkien. Did I say that right? Yes, okay.
Poor thing.
The Princess Bride Accounting Story by Lena Wolf. This is literally a board book. Okay, so put up with me. I told you I'm telling you all of the 5 stars. But it was really cute. And if you have kids and you like Princess Bride, definitely recommend. Okay, I was also trying to get some, like, picture books off of my TBR that got on there some which way. So one of the ones is Where's My Joey? A heartwarming bedtime story for children of all ages by Wendy Monica Winter. This was really good. It was really cute. I don't remember what, but I do know I learned something new from this book. Yeah, would definitely recommend. Okay, the audio book of The Poetic Edda, Stories of the Norse Gods and Heroes. This is the Jackson Crawford one, on audio, like I said. Great, would recommend anything Jackson Crawford does. Like, I watch him on YouTube, but his, audiobooks of his translations are excellent. Would definitely recommend. I also read The Iliad by Homer on audiobook. This is the new Emily Wilson translation. This is a long audiobook, especially if you read the introduction too. But I did find the introduction really interesting and worth reading. I really enjoyed her translation. The audiobook was good. You're going to leave me? At least stay for a few more minutes. The audiobook was good, but it wasn't like the most amazing audiobook ever. But I do really like her translation and would recommend. And the audiobook specifically, I'm neutral on. Do you have anything to say about the Iliad? You haven't read Emily Wilson, though, have you?
Mm-mm. I read the Iliad when I was in junior high, and again when I was attempting college the first time. But it's been about 12 years since 15 years since I've read it.
Oh, I do have a paper copy of The Hobbit. I have a paper copy of the Jackson Crawford Poetic Edda, and I have a paper copy of the Emily Wilson Iliad. We also have a paper copy of a different Iliad translation. Vagabond Omnibus or Visbig number 6. My library had a lot of Visbigs, so that's what I was reading, and then they bought the rest of them because of me. Volume Visbig 6. I gave 5 stars. I really liked that one. Alex got me into Vagabond, and it's really good. Would definitely recommend.
You've read further than I have, but it is extremely good. Very proud of you.
I'm getting close to... It's not completed, but I'm getting close to what is completed. And I'm kind of sad because the author has been on hiatus for like...
10 years.
Yeah, a decade or more. Set Boundaries, Find Peace, A Guide to Reclaiming Yourself by Nedra Glover Tawwab. This is one that I have a hard copy of that I wrote in. I use this as what I call a therapy book, a homework book. I would read like 1 chapter a week, not consistently, so it took me a while to read. And like underline, annotate, whatever. I found this one very helpful, very informative, would definitely recommend. I think I originally heard about this from Sam, Thoughts on Tomes here on YouTube. Yeah, this was excellent, would highly recommend. Have annoyingly, thoroughly recommended to all of my friends. Oh, I think we also have the audio book so that Alex can read it, but he hasn't got to it yet. Vagabond Visbig number 9. I also gave 5 stars. The author for that is Takahiko Inoue, by the way. How to Keep House While Drowning, A Gentle Approach to Cleaning and Organizing by K.C. Davis. I read this on audio. The audio is fine. Neutral on the audio. Very good book. I heard about this from Emily from Emily Fox. But, oh, how am I not remembering her book channel? It's Emily Fox. It's her book channel. I'm blanking on it. But I heard about it from her. There is a lot of really helpful stuff in here. Whether it's ADHD or health issues or anything, this is really helpful and I would definitely recommend it. I have recommended it to my friends. Kind of the same thing Emily said about it. I found a lot of it very useful and helpful. The thing is, a lot of the bits that I found the most useful and helpful, I had already figured out the long and or hard way before I got to this book. But I would still highly recommend it. It has a lot of great information in it. And it's not one of those books where you're like, oh, well, yeah, this could be helpful, but I'm too fill in the blank for this to work. It does its best to not be that way. So would definitely recommend this. Kinky History, A Rollicking Journey Through Our Sexual Past, Present, and Future by Esme Louise James. I follow her on YouTube. A lot of really interesting tidbits and factoids. I read this on audio. One thing I will say about the audiobook is, so she is Australian, and I did buy the hard copy. So I was reading along with the hard copy while I was listening to the audiobook, which I like to do sometimes. I have the American hardcover copy. I think the audiobook is from the Australian book because there were some things that just didn't match up with my paper copy. So nothing major. It would be like, oh, this study in Australia as opposed to this study in America. Kind of things, like little bits like that. So unless you have the Australian copy, wouldn't necessarily recommend reading them at the same time. But the audiobook was good. The book itself is good. Would recommend. Fist of the North Star, Volume 5 by Buronson and Tetsuo Hara. The series is an Alex recommendation. Do you have any input?
I got into the anime when I was in high school, and I've loved it ever since because it's just goofy, fun, over the top, and actually really well written. So it's my favorite post-apocalyptic dystopian thing.
These are the ones with the white background covers. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the series. It's really good. I think I've given a few volumes 5 stars. The library had the first handful of these, and they've now bought the rest of them because of me.
I need to buy the whole series.
They have one of my libraries, the big one, has a suggest a purchase Google form. And it's a little bit buried on their website to find it. But I have a feeling I might be one of the few people that use it. I don't think very many people have found it or use it. Because almost every book that I've requested they order, they do. And part of me feels a little bad, but also I'm like thrilled by this and reveling in the sense of power that comes with it.
I was about to say, you have power here.
Bought so many books this year because of me. And like Fist of the North Star and Vagabond, I just asked them to buy the next volume, and then they just bought the rest of the next volumes of their own volition. So, quite happy about that. The Way of the House Husband, Volume 11. I love this manga. It's a great manga. It's by Kosuke Ueno. Yeah, I think I caught up with this series, so I'm waiting for the next volume, but this is great. I love this series. Vagabond Viz Big 7 also got 5 stars. This is sort of an Alex recommendation, sort of an Alex's fault. The Storm Before the Storm, The Beginning of the End of the Roman Republic by Mike Duncan. I read this on audio. He originally did a Rome podcast that Alex fell in love with, and I ended up listening to some of it on road trips. It's very good, very well narrated, great podcast. And then the same guy ended up writing this book.
Mike Duncan.
Yes, I said that. Would highly recommend. He narrates it. The narration is great. The audiobook's great. Definitely recommend the audio. The book is great if you're at all interested in Rome or just history or just a really well narrated audiobook. Definitely recommend. Do you have any input?
He has very dry humor, but he's a fantastic author. I love dry humor. His knowledge of the subject is fantastic. I was able to use that book as a source for a major paper I wrote 2 semesters ago.
Last semester. Well, spring of 2024.
Yeah, the fall of 2024 is over, so 2 semesters ago. It was that good. Yeah.
Okay, this is one that I just happened to see at the library when I was at the library with River. Roar for Reading by Beth Ferry. This is a picture book. It's really cute, it's really good, but it also talks about banning books and why it's important to not ban books and why books are important. This book was great. Highly recommend. Danny Phantom, A Glitch in Time by Gabriella Epstein. This is a graphic novel. If you like Danny Phantom at all, read this. It's amazing. I don't know the situation, but apparently there was some situation with the original writer or illustrator or something of Danny Phantom TV series. I do know that this is not the same whichever person was an issue, yet the art and the story are thoroughly Danny Phantom. It was great. I think there's supposed to be a second one, but I haven't heard any details beyond that they're supposed to be, maybe. But I love this. This was great. I really do hope they have another one. Okay, a lot of books in this series were 5 stars. Would recommend this entire series. It's a series of novellas. The Gargoyles Captive by Katie Robert. It's part of her A Deal with the Demon series. I've loved this whole series, everything I've read of it. It's been great. I don't get along with her Olympus series. I know everybody loves that one. I don't really get along with it, but I really like some of her other stuff. And this series is one I really enjoy. Okay, this is a manga, Sue and Tai-chan, Volume 1 by Konami Kanata. This is just really cute manga about cats. I love manga about cats, and this is a really cute one. As with everything, I really enjoyed, would recommend. Taylor Swift, A Baby's First Biography by J.D. Forrester. Yes, this is a board book. Yes, I read it, and yes, it was quite good. Alex, I swear if your pinging messes up my video.